Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. This is a series of spotlights on remarkable business intermediaries and brokers from across the country. And joining me on this segment is Michael Snider. He's with Transworld Business Advisors in Cleveland West. Michael, welcome to the program.
Hey, great to be with you, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Michael, tell us a little bit about your work and specifically tell us who are the types of clients that you specialize in helping and working with?
Well, yeah, I've been in the financial service industry for 35 years now, and recently got into the broker industry about 3 years ago. And the types of clients that we help are Main Street and lower middle market businesses. Generally, those are businesses with sales of 15 million and under. And, this is probably one of the largest business segments. I think the statistics say that there's 96% of businesses are in this segment. So we're helping a huge population.
These business owners, they've been great at running their business day to day and growth. But when it comes time to selling their business, is it an afterthought? Have they given it much thought? Like, do they know where to start?
No, not at all, Mark. Many times we'll go in there and, when we talk to the business owner, he has really done no planning at all. And, some of the reasons that they're selling is they finally decided, they're done. They want to retire. They're bored. They're not challenged anymore, and they're ready to retire. Or they find out that something happened within the family and they have to relocate, or there's a relocation involved. And so, yeah, many times I'd say 80 to 90% of the businesses that I call on have no real preparation for exit.
And speaking of that, there's a lot of owners don't realize the services of a business intermediary or a broker even exist. So can you kind of, that was an inspiration for the spotlight. Can you kind of give us a 10,000 foot view and tell us what the benefits are of working with a broker like yourself and how you can help those business owners with selling?
Yeah, sure. Probably one of the top ones is confidentiality. When a business owner is ready to sell, he doesn't want his employees to know, doesn't want his suppliers to know, his competition to know. So we keep it, confidential. Another reason is we can price the business correctly. And that's very important. A lot of business owners, though they think that the business is worth more than it is, or they could be on the other side where they don't think it's worth very much. So we price the business, confidentiality, I think, are the two, big reasons. The other thing is we handle all the inquiries. We qualify all the buyers that are looking at the business, and we have the buyers in our database. So, if you were going to a store to look for an item, you would go to that store that has that item. We have the buyers already in our database, and we know how to find the buyers. So, you would go to a business broker to find a buyer to buy your business. We also will bring, and because we have a lot of buyers, we also bring competition to the sale, which generally will get the business owner, is the biggest cash out equity when he's ready to sell.
Great insights. So we're coming out of a pandemic, and even though that may have triggered a lot of business owners to think, hey, it's time to sell finally, but they're also wondering, is it a good time to sell? What have you found in your market? Is it a good opportunity to sell a business today? What's it like?
Well, I think, yeah, probably the best time to sell is when you don't need to. When the business is doing very well, a lot of business owners will hold on to the business and continue to run it. But in today's environment, it's kind of that's the reason you try to do some exit planning and strategy, so that whenever you're ready to sell whenever the time comes. And that's why exit planning and preparing the business for sale are so important up front.
So you mentioned, planning to sell that business, and we know that a lot of businesses that are woefully unprepared to sell, they end up going unsold. Can you kind of tell us what some of the biggest pitfalls or mistakes people make that can make a business not sellable? What do you see out there?
Sure. Yeah, probably one of the big ones is financial record keeping. You have to keep track of your numbers, and you have to be able to prove your numbers. And so having good, tax returns, good financial statements are very important. Also, having good employees, keeping them motivated, keeping them trained in their field. So employees is a big one. Let me think of some of the other ones. Would be diversification of your customers. If you have a concentration of clients, you want to try to diversify that clientele. So those are three of the top ones.
Michael, what inspired you? You mentioned being in financial services for a long time. What inspired you to make that switch and instead start helping business owners sell their businesses? How did you get into the field?
Well, yeah, like I said, I've been in the financial service industry serving entrepreneurs and business owners for 35 years. I started in banking, then went into mortgage lending, went back into banking, did a little bit of insurance. So I've been a fiduciary for business owners and entrepreneurs for 30 years, 35 years. And as I got into my mid to late 50s, I started realizing, hey, these baby boomers are all going to start retiring, and they need help selling their businesses. And so I found a need, and I found that my skills could really help that need and help baby boomers, get to the next phase, which is retirement.
Michael, before I ask you my last question, is there anything that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is important to share with business owners who are considering selling their business today in today's economy?
Yeah, I think you made a good point right at the beginning, Mark, that, preparation is important. And, I think in our talk today, I told you that, many business owners have no preparation at all. So if there was something that I would put out there, is that don't wait to talk to an advisor. If you're even thinking about selling your business in the next 5 years, start today. Go and talk to a business broker, talk to your accountant, talk to your attorney, get professional advice and get prepared. And, that's probably the biggest advice I can give an owner.
For business owners that are listening today who would love to speak with you, who could use your help and help get them prepared, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Sure. Yeah. My email is msnider, and that's Snider with an I, SNIDER, at tworld.com. And by phone, it's 440-628-4440.
Michael, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you stopping by and sharing with my audience today. And I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thank you, Mark. It was a real pleasure talking to you today.
That was Michael Snider. He's with Transworld of Cleveland West. And this segment's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.